Gunnar channels. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for those donations. Yeah, my dashboard is just out of date. 1 second, and we will get in and start here. Anonymous with the donation. Code with Sean. Thank you so much for that generous donation. Patty Boy, Napalm, Chris Funk. Thank you so much for those donations. In addition to what we saw earlier today, I Rossum and McNett and Ergenrod. Thank you so much for your contributions here. We are about less than, but we're $90 away. 90? No, not even. $65 away from Mrs. C Sharp Fritz joining us for our Lego. No, I'm sorry, that's not it. Wrong one. From me doing Rainbow Beard on the front page of Twitch. So we can do that. $65 in the next day or two. We got this. Let me get some music playing in the background again, and we will welcome in our friends on the Gunnar channels. How you doing there? All the folks that are tuning in from Gunnar's Instagram, from their Twitter, their X broadcast, and also over on the Twitch channel. So good to see you. My name is Jeff Fritz. Thank you for tuning in. We are. Oh, hang on. And yeah, I got my resolution should be up there. Yep, 1080. We're good. And I need to turn on the Gunnar logo for the bit of the stream here. So we've got there's fundraising going on here. If you're interested in helping out with my fundraiser for the kids at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, there's a QR code there for you to help out. But our friends at Gunnar have got some big deals going on right now that you need to check out. All right. There's, of course, 30% off prescription glasses through the holiday. That's almost unheard of, right? Because prescription glasses are pretty expensive, but you can get prescription sunglasses, computer glasses, regular glasses. You got to check it out on the Gunnar website. All right. And of course, I'm wearing my Fallout glasses today because Fallout is back on Amazon. The Fallout series, they bumped it up a day, and Fallout Season 2, right? They're going into Las Vegas, or as we call it in Fallout, New Vegas, right? They're going into Vegas starting in this season. I can't wait to see what happens when they get into the casinos. It doesn't look like it's going to be exactly the same plot line as the game, but she's going into New Vegas and looking for her dad, played by Kyle MacLachlan. I'm really interested to see what happens. So big thanks to our friends at Gunnar for syndicating what's going on. Yes, Season 2, they moved it up a day. It's on Amazon Prime, and you can get a pair of Gunnar Vault 33 glasses. I believe there's a deal on that also. So if you're watching on my channel, check out my link just below for there's a bit.ly that you can click through to, and you can get you can support me and click through and check out all the deals from the folks at Gunnar. Now, we were having some fun raising some money here for the folks at St. Jude. Really cool to see friends like Patty Boy here redeemed for a new toy for the hospital play area for the young kids there. So did Anonymous. Love seeing that. Thank you so much for that support. But we're going to go over and we're going to continue writing some code here on stream. So I'm going to head over and right. I'm a tech person. I like to write code and build, and that's what I do in my job is write code and teach people about writing code. And we're building a little application here called Code Medic. We're going to get back to, we were working on a project to build a little bot, a chat bot to run in Gunnar's Discord and answer questions about Gunnar's products. We're going to come back to that in about a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. But we're coming back to that in the near future. Right now, here in December, I'm working on this project called Code Medic. And Code Medic analyzes other code, right? It's code that reads code and comes back and tells you about the relative health of that code. And one of the things we're building is the ability to generate what's called a bill of materials. Tell me all the various libraries and projects that are included in my application that are referenced so that I know where I might be exposed on licenses, where I might need to make changes, where I might need to make upgrades and improve some of those features of my application. So we're coming in here and we're working specifically on a feature right now that's going to help to trigger that bill of materials and trigger some other health analyses by being able to pass in a configuration file that specifies here's the various places I want you to run. So we're writing a little bit of C# to build this out. As always, I am keeping an eye on comments. If you're watching out there on the Gunnar channels and you have a question about anything we're doing, maybe you're working in tech, maybe you're interested in a career in tech, happy to answer your questions and keep things going here on the stream. All right. So we were running through here and we've got a configuration file that now is identified. Here's the folders we're going to run against. So I want to run the commands appropriately that have been requested on those folders. And I need to also make sure I pass through the report name that we're going to generate for each of those commands. This is where it gets a little weird. So we need to generate and we need to run with what we call the appropriate renderer, right? We're generating markdown format, right? That's kind of like HTML light, right? It kind of looks like a web page. But when I'm executing, you know what? I don't have, let me scroll down. Not there, over here. I don't, if I were, if I were to do something here, we could do something with this, right? Right, if I said a text writer equals a new string writer, and I'm going to give it a folder to go to, right? Then I could say return that TW. Right? Do this, do that. Is that a thing? Can I do that? I don't think I can. This needs to return a renderer. That's not going to work. What if, hang on, what if I just write the string writer in that new there? Right? Can I do, right, let's clear that out. Can I do new string writer? So a string writer will allow me to pass in, no. I don't want to do a text writer is an abstract thing. Yeah. Stream writer? A stream, a path. There we go. But is a stream writer a text writer? I need to give it a path. Well, I don't know the path. Let me take this out of here for right now. We're going to need to figure that out. But over here, I do know the path, and I do know the name of the file that I'm generating. Yeah. So, okay, hang on. We got this. Run commands for the configuration. What doesn't it like about that? What do you mean it doesn't exist? It's right there. Oh. Okay, hang on. Put this up here. Code medic run configuration config. Yeah, get rid of that. So at that point, I should be okay. Yeah, it knows what that is. Good. So we're going to run. So now I can get the output folder. I need a new renderer each time this runs. Because I'm not going to just say for each repository config. Now I need to do for each, command. Running command, good, write that out. Run command, I got to figure out what that is. Then we would run the commands. Yeah. All right, so then we're going to close that. After, if it's null, do that. Otherwise, execute the command. And I don't want to pass that through. Get the, no. Right. Get formatter by plugin name. For right now, we only support Markdown for right now. So let's just call this formatter, right? No. New Markdown renderer. And now I can do new stream writer. Ooh, okay, hang on. Name, command name. Let's just say name, command name, Markdown, like that. That's not bad. Right? Just to be... Let's pull this out. Just to make it a little bit clearer. Introduce a local for that. And for that one. And I'll just call that report path. Cool. Okay. This isn't a thing yet. I got to get that done, but I have the formatter. And instead of passing that, give me that. No. Fantastic. We are live. How you doing there? Yes. Absolutely. Hello. We're live. How you doing over there on Facebook? Cody, welcome in. Yep. So that should actually run this. Now I need to get the appropriate plugin for the command that's been requested. So what do we have here? Do I just say no? Do I just say get command? Yeah, and then the name of the command, which is command name. Cool. Now, I do only have a certain number of commands that it knows how to do here, so I can probably go over here. So these actually register their own commands, right? With the name there of BOM. I could, before it even gets into that, right? I could check to make sure that that command exists, right? Check that the command is, registered with the plugin loader. So Copilot's going to suggest something here for me, or maybe not, right? So what's been going on? We're writing a little bit of code here, working on a fun little project, and we'll talk a little bit about glasses. We've talked a little bit about the new season of Fallout that's coming out. The Fallout 33 Vault 33 glasses are available from our friends at Gunnar, so you can get your hands on those now. I believe there's a sale going on and coming up here. You got to check that out. I forgot the Gunnar logo. Put that back up. Do I have enough stuff on screen right now? My goodness. Let me just jump over to the Tiltify layout 1 second. And I'm going to, I need to update the overlay real quick here so that the event lists, I need a way to clear the event list. And I don't see a way to clear it because it's taking up a lot of space up there. Let me 1 second go back over here. This. There we go. That gives me a little bit more room. All right. Moving on. I don't think we have is command register, but I believe we can do commands contains key. And I should be able to say, no. I think that works. And if it doesn't find it, command not registered. Now, let's do command name to lower invariant, just to make sure that it finds it. So this has the ability to register a plugin. So plugins are the various features that this application has available. So it's going to create a collection of plugins. Commands are these command registrations. Yeah, ordinal, ignore case. Okay, so it should. Yeah, okay. So I shouldn't even have to do the to lower because I'm already doing a invariant comparison, right? Invariant says that we're doing a comparison that is case insensitive. So that'll do a comparison and we'll be able to see if that command is in our list of available commands. All right. So command plugin, right? So once it finds it, it's right. Yeah. We've got an array for string 1 and the renderer in string 2. What? How the heck am I doing that when I initially call this thing? It's the argument list. So I need to recreate the argument list because I'm coming from here. So I don't actually have an argument list to pass through to it. So I'm going to change this for right now to just a new string array. That's not it. Like that. Actually, we could do array.empty string like that. Yeah. So that should actually build now. Right? Let's see what we got. So here I am. This is a terminal that's embedded inside of my editor. This is called Visual Studio Code that we're using here. And I'm going to just do a quick .NET build and see what we get here. Building, come on. Cool, everything worked. I have no idea if this works at this point, but I'm going to save my changes, right? And I have what we call source control out there, right? This is some place that's not on my machine that I can save stepped copies of my code that we're going to work on here. No, the Chaos Monkey did not do that. It did not. Oh no. It did things. It did lots of things. And I'm on a different branch. What did you do? Oh no. Okay, hang on. We got a couple things here we gotta fix. Yeah. All right. Hold that thought. So inside, over here, when we're working on collections, when we're working on different bits of functionality inside of our application, we can create branches, right? Think of that as different pages in a notebook that we're doing work on. And eventually we want to stitch that all back together as a cohesive story. So as part of our fundraising here, there's what we call a chaos monkey that's going through my code and making fun and annoying changes. You're going to watch Fallout 2 when you get off work? Yeah. The new Brotherhood of Steel Chaos is going to be fun. Oh, yes. But I need to deal with this collection of branches that the Chaos Monkey went and created. See them all out there? Let me jump over to the branch that I was working on. And I'm going to merge in some of these changes from the Chaos Monkey. And I'll start with that random sleep from Code with Sean. Oh, boy. And I can delete that branch now. I'm going to merge in this additional one, Goofy Placeholder Test. Okay. Already up to date? I'll be the judge of that. And I'll also merge in that one. And there's a little bit of a conflict. Let me go fix that. Right here. Yeah, resolve that in the merge editor. So it says it has it. Down here, that's a space. Spacing, that's fine. That all looks okay. That looks okay. All right. I'm going to push that out. Oh, let's see what you did. Let's see what you did, my friend. Because there's... So what's happening here is when there's a donation, there's an AI called the Chaos Monkey that wakes up and makes some fun changes to my application. So here it inserted a weird placeholder test in my command line. If the path, we're going to identify target path from the arguments. If the path is to Narnia, when Aslan is available, then should find the wardrobe. Thank you, Napalm, for bringing the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe reference. And here, on behalf of Patty Boy, made this variable name more entertaining. So instead of it being plugin loader, no, it's the magical plugin wrangler. So we're working with the magical plugin wrangler. And down here for Patty Boy, it's awesome sauce is what we're loading. And we have the plugin ninja that it's loading down here also. The plugin herder you might have heard of. It's not a loader. Oh, gosh. And up here, Code with Sean, introduced some random sleeps into our code. So when it's trying to load the health plugin, it's just going to randomly pause for up to a half a second. Because sometimes tests need to think about life. Oh boy. Okay. And here in the NuGet inspector, rename this test for something magnificently ridiculous, thanks to Chris Funk. So instead of given valid root path when creating instructor, then initializes successfully, like a majestic unicorn builder of Code Magic Wonderland. Yes, that's right. And here, refactored the configuration command handler and the root command handler for improved command processing. Nope, that was me. That was actually me. That wasn't a Chaos Monkey thing. Oh, thank you. I had goofy placeholder tests for Ergenrod's donation. That was earlier. Yes, and it's checking bananas. The number of bananas for peak performance. All of those are non-destructive, fun changes to our code that the Chaos Monkey AI has brought, and we're just going to run our tests to verify we didn't break anything. It still behaves the way it should, and 143 tests do run properly. So, thank you for the fun, friends. Gosh. All right, moving on. So that should run configuration, and it should run configuration with a YAML syntax. Now I'm going to ask for a little Copilot help to do some analysis on that and verify it's running properly, right? So this is GitHub Copilot. And GitHub Copilot is able to look at our code, analyze it, and report back on what it can and cannot do properly. So I'm going to reach in here to the top of our application. And I'm going to go right in here. I think I've built out the handle config command and the associated command handlers that run inside of it properly, period. Inspect this code, write some unit tests for it, and verify that this runs properly when we submit a configuration file that is provided in YAML or JSON format. So now the AI is going to wake up and build some tests for me to validate that I wrote my code properly, right? This is a good double check of my code. While I might be confident as a developer, as a technologist in the code that I wrote up here, I can get the AI to check into it and verify and make sure that things look good at this point. So let me see here. I'm being told that my feed coming through is blurry. And I just updated my resolution coming through. So it should be outputting at the appropriate higher resolution. Like this is what we've used the last couple times we've streamed with these folks. Yeah. Should be Coming out at 1080p. How's that look over on the Gunnar? On the Gunnar channel. Let's take a quick peek before we finish. Take a quick look at their website. Ta-da! And look at the live feed. That's me. Wow, that is really... I don't think that's me. That's at a lower resolution there, because what I'm seeing in StreamYard is the appropriate higher resolution. Like, StreamYard looks okay from me. That looks like something going from StreamYard over to the Gunnar feed. Because it looks the proper resolution coming through to StreamYard. Yeah. So there it is, building some of these tests for us. We'll see how that turns out here in a minute. There's a lot of moving pieces over here, friends. Lot to juggle. Yeah, it looks fine on Twitch, but the add-on of the other channels that we're delivering to for Gunnar, yeah, it looks right. It looks right in my browser here locally. There's something with the resolution between StreamYard and the Gunnar website. How are we doing over here? So the AI is going through. Okay. YAML tests are failing, so it's working through those tests now. Right? We can see it going through and trying to build tests to deliver this functionality. This is pretty impressive. I enjoy seeing this running through here. I'm moving a couple things around here so I can keep an eye on all the things that are going on. There we go. All right. Error loading configuration file. Property output directory not found. So I think we may want to modify this so that if the output directory... No, I always want it to require the output directory if you're doing this. Yeah. Okay. Winning. I think we're winning, Cody. Yes. How's it look on Facebook, Cody? Can you let me know? I'm told that, and I can see it looks blurry on the Gunnar website. Restore complete. Build succeeded. Come on. See how it does. Package code abstractions not found. Yeah. This looks promising. I think we're almost there with this. in which case I'll be able to mark off, hey, we completed that config process. Verifying the output files were created. Yeah, look at them there. They're in the folder. I'll move that up so you can see it. Right? CodeMedic Bomb, CodeMedic Health, CodeMedic Vulnerabilities. So BOM, Bill of Materials, is what that abbreviation is. It's actually blurry on Facebook side as well. Yeah, my feed that I see going out to StreamYard is clear. So I'm not sure about what the resolution settings are going out from StreamYard. Create a script to run the config command conveniently. Also create documentation for this new feature. Well, I didn't need those. I know how to do that. So it created a bit of documentation for my user documentation, right? So this is more Markdown that's written in a way that it can be presented and look nicely here. Run with default configuration with a specific configuration file. There's what JSON format looks like. YAML format. I think that's what we were looking for, right? Running all the tests. Good. Awesome. 154 tests now that run, right? And that completed in, right, 9.6 seconds. To run and test that much of the application is so good to see. Oh, okay. You're going to do another test? Oh, okay. This is a nice bit of documentation it generated. So here it is running the test. So 11.3 seconds to run just those 11 tests. I don't need another summary document. Go away. Stop. Keep all those changes. So this Markdown, we can see what this looks like. Right? There's a little renderer that will show us what it looks like. And not bad. And then there's the available commands, output files. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Tips and best practices. Use relative paths. Check configuration files into version control. Nice. That's pretty cool. Ah, UNESCO. I like where you're going. All right, I need to drop from And we should be back on the Gunnar channels. How do we look over there now? Nope, still blurry. It's getting clearer. Still not great. But perfect now? Okay. Good. Good. All right. What's this snow stuff they're forecasting for State College? Yes. Snow for State College. That's a thing. Let me take a look at what it's changed, what we've updated here with this. So I don't want to bring this reports folder, but it is my reports. So I'm not going to include this in my delivery here. Yep. But yes, let's include that in my user docs. Include these sample bits of configuration. Update to my README. And this can go away also. Now, what did we update in the README? User documentation. I think that works. Configuration files, Docker usage. Yeah, it added the configuration. Hey, Reg, you like the hat? Thank you. Thank you. So let's push this up. Do I bring in Tamil? No, not you. Put that in. I don't want to bring Tamil in just yet. So can we share config with a team so everyone runs the same commands? Not just that, digital dummy, but you can publish your config with your source code so that your GitHub action will always run the same commands. That's pretty good. We'll get to GitHub actions in a bit here. So I think we can mark that requested feature done. Yeah, here's the feature request. So this is 27. So I'm going to set up a pull request. Yes, I know these things are out there. This one. No. Added config file support. Right? Fixes 27. Now, it's right. Feature config file. Feature config file. Didn't I push that? Did I not? I might not have pushed it. I didn't. Outgoing changes. It's waiting. Create the pull request. There we go. Yes, look at all that chaos in there. I'll let it run the tests. Assuming the tests all work, we'll get that merged. So, for those of you on my channels, yeah, didn't grab your location, Reg. I'll get that set for you. Did the chatbot? So many things going on here that I've lost track. Hit that again, and we'll load that in. What? Says it has it. I don't know why it's not loading. Yeah. Something's hanging up there. I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to come back another time and look. So all that code should be updated. And we're waiting for Windows to test. I don't think I'm ready to publish a release yet. Right? I don't think I'm ready to push 0.2 here. Come on. You're taking a while there, Windows. Like, let's go. Give me some updates here. Running the tests. Ran the test in 17 seconds, and we're in good shape. How do we remove the info that appears in the top left corner and the bottom right corner of the map? The info. What info? The navigation there? There is a contribution footnote that appears on the bottom corner of the map that, right, you see there. You can't remove that. But I don't have a thing appearing in the top corner. I just have the zoom. Like some logs? I don't know. I don't know what you're seeing. And I'm a little frustrated that it... Stand by. I'm going to get this squared away for our friend Reg there. Yeah, it says it plotted it for you, but it's clearly not here. Oh, wait a sec. Is this the thing where it plots Aurora as Aurora, Illinois? Yeah, it sees Aurora, Colorado. Hang on, let's do this. Yeah, Aurora, Illinois. It should... I see what you did there, Bograt. That didn't land yet either. Let's do location set, Reg 9K, Aurora, Colorado. Yeah. It's stuck in a queue to go identify it. Yeah, party only. There's some logs. What do you got here? That's not me. That's you're on a different configuration than the one I'm using. That is logging debug mode there. Debug information there. I'm not familiar with that. So yeah, I don't know how they're putting that up there. There might be a JavaScript configuration that's in there. All right, let me head back over to GitHub. So everything ran properly, squash and merge that. And now we have config file support. Cool. Right? Yep, delete my branch. So now I've got to clean up and bring in those changes that I just merged. Let's check out my main branch. So my copy of the central branch. Git pull upstream main. See, I'm gonna need to rebase that. Yeah. Yeah, there's the queue getting backed up. And the retries just it doesn't I've got some work to do on that. So let's do head 2. Yeah. So we're gonna squat. Really? That's not right. Hang on. Undo. All right. Delete word. Squash. Back. Delete word. Squash. All right. And git push force. Okay. Good. Now try that location set. No, the queuing for locations is not working right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some fixes on that. So, okay. Configuration file support done, built, in the mix. What else do we want to hit here today? There was something like, oh, not that one. I could do that, or I could do this one. Allow it to be run as an MCP. That would be fun. Let's do the stale inspection first. So let's take a look at the package. If the package has a if the package has a source code repository, let's go look at the source code repository, and we'll take a look at how long it's been since the last update. That should be doable, right? And let's try vibe coding this one. Let's try vibe coding this. So, let's call this feature stale package. Do I need to look at the no? Let's look at when the last release of the package was. We don't need to go all the way to the source code repository. Like, if there hasn't been a release within a certain amount of time, you know? So that's something that I think that feels like health analysis, not the bill of materials, but the health. So the repository scanner that's in here, where is it? There's a NuGet. No. There it is, NuGet inspector. Yeah, let's do this. So let's get some help from Copilot. And we'll do something, a little process here called vibe coding. And we'll try and get the AI to build as much of this as we can. Hey, Star Trail Society. Hello. Look at that. See, I'm still streaming. See that, right? And we're broadcasting live with our friends from Gunnar channels. Taking a look here. One second here. There we go. All right. So I'm going to try and ask the AI to build these things for me. So what I want to do, right, read package references, look at the transitive dependencies. Yeah. I don't know exactly where it is in here. Find the source package. Somewhere in here it calls nuget.org. Right. Vulnerability scanner and in the bomb analysis plugin. So let's all right. Let's do this. Yeah, I want to add fetch latest version for packages async. This I feel, all right, we're going to do a little refactoring first. Move some code around between our various projects. So this I feel like should be in the NuGet inspector. So let's tell it that. So I'm going to tell it, here's these two files. I feel like the fetch latest version for package method here should be in the NuGet inspector class. There might be some other features inside the bomb analysis plugin that should belong in the NuGet Inspector class as well. Period. Let's move those methods over. That was weird. Like StreamYard just decided, and my browser decided to just shut me off. I don't get it. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Moving on. So it's not NuGent. It's NuGet. And I'm not even going to fix the spelling. Fix the capitalization. Like, go ahead, take a look. So the AI is going to take a look and try and move some things around here to make this a little bit more cohesive, right? Keep these things together where they're supposed to be. This could get a little dicey. There's a lot. How you wish it was Ted Nugent? How you doing, President? Not sure. Yeah, I right, all these things are running, and we should get no. It is being stubborn. Yeah, it's like Nominatum can't find Aurora, Colorado. That's messed up right there. I don't know. Hey, Pusto. Gary. Oh, were you there for the Gary discussion yesterday? Oh, that was a thing. No, it's going to fail out here on trying to find Aurora. That's weird, man. Northwest Indiana. So you have to include some sort of a greeting with that name. Why is there a 2? So it picked it up from the YouTube restream, and it put 2. So, right, this is among the things that I need to address. Is it's for some reason picking up the chat messages from the restream bot on YouTube. I need to get it to ignore those. So, oh boy. Big migration. There it is. It just picked up Gary. And yeah. And I should see it hitting. Holy updates. Yeah, there's a few. Yeah, that's sitting in the queue request. It does find it through the web portal. Yeah, there's something in the queuing mechanism there that is not working. And when it gets into this death cycle and kind of pauses for 5 minutes. All right. Wow. So it moved things over. Okay. Good. Now, I need a method that when we're checking for information about a package on NuGet.org, that we also capture the date of the latest version that was uploaded, including pre-release versions, period. We'll include this in a stale report for packages. Not 4 packages, but 4 packages. So, so did it finally place? No. Yeah, I can see the message in the queue, and it's stuck because it's trying to. Yeah, I've never been happy with the queuing of the GPS. I have never been happy with that. I need to rewrite that thing in a big way. New method: fetch latest version published date async. Okay. All right. Good. So then let's go over to the health feature and look at all those spaces. Yep. So analyze async, yeah. Repository scanner, scan async. Yeah, go do that. Check for any stale NuGet packages. Packages that haven't been updated in over a year. Yeah, there we go. For each one of those, yeah. Go on. No. get the latest. Sure. Right? That's not what it's called. Fetch latest version publish date async. And that returns a date time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure. No, I don't want to do that. No. I'm going to add this package to the stale packages metadata. Okay. Cool. No, that's not until after this. Close that. Close that. Close that. Yeah, close the 4 on the project. Right? No, it is in the metadata of that project's metadata, right? Which is just a collection. So yeah, okay. So now this comes back. Where's it come back? There. Generate a report from. So we'll go over there. PowerShell Freak with the gift subs.
PowerShell_Freak just gifted 5 subs.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. 5 gift subs into the channel. Congratulations, Nightmare Joker, Big Picture Seer, PA Velks, Papa Smurf of Death, Dolkanu. You just got subscriptions. Thanks to our friend PowerShell Freak. Thank you so much. And all right, there we go. Yeah, the latest Chrome update is just crashing me terribly. It's just literally randomly disconnecting my camera and my microphone. I don't know what that is, but Edge works. Okay, so generate report, collect vulnerabilities, summary section. So when it gets vulnerability section, after the vulnerability section, let's add a section for stale packages section. Yep. Go ahead. So if we do have stale packages, you're what? No, that's dumb. No, I want a report section. Add a report section, report table. Sure. Right, so I need to add a report section. Hang on. So wait, hang on. That's copying it. I don't need to do this copy, right? We can do. Okay, hang on. Yeah. Now we're getting the report section. Okay. Cool. Sure. Report list, yeah. Stale packages. So here's our table coming. Join that. Okay. I think that's it. Hey, how you doing there, PC nerd? Did we get Pueblo? We got Pueblo, Colorado. Let me see if I can get Gary, Indiana for Pusto. Location set Pusto. Gary, Indiana. No. Not picking it up. Something on the geocoder doesn't like it. All right. I'm going to have to, yeah, it done broke today. That looks right. Let's see what happens when we run it. Right? So I need to go up a folder, go up another folder, .NET run close. I want to run health. Yeah. And this should get us the stale package report as well, if there are stale packages. Okay, projects, no known vulnerabilities. So did it actually look at them? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, the queue for the locations is not working right. I'm going to need to spend some time on it. Maybe that's working. Yeah, keep all that. So if we're in here, where is it? Where it did the stale? Up in here? There it is. Log to the console. The yeah. No, you were right. No. Let's see what that does. Right, I want to see what it actually worked on and found. There we go. Ooh, wait a sec. Nerdbank Git versioning, last published date unknown. Well, that's interesting. Why is it unknown? Like, that should be a thing. Yeah, and so is the test SDK, right? Like, that should have come up with a month ago. And if we if we look at the URL that it's using, right? So Microsoft.NET Test SDK. Microsoft.NET Test SDK slash. There it is. Commit timestamp. Ooh, look at that, 2022. No, it should be getting the commit timestamp coming off of that. So it's looking in items. Oh gosh, no. No, just get the commits timestamp right off the root. Because that's the last one. I don't need the context. Yeah. No. Let's clean this up. Right. We can do better with this, as there is a right commit timestamp on the root of the result doc. that we can inspect. Here is the API payload returned. Go fix that. Go fix that. Yeah. Use the more efficient approach. That's right. Do it. Do it now. Execute. And yeah. Good. Try running that chalupa one more time. Notice I didn't call it a John. Here we go. Let's see what we get. Everybody's got a publish date now. There we go. 2025. Ooh, look at that. YAML.net 2024. So I should get a section here that says, hey, oh no, that's not been a year. So let's shrink that. Right. So, all right, there's that over here. If it's greater than 180 days, run it one more time just to see if we get a report section that says this is a little bit older. Security status, 3 projects. Oh, that one should have reported. I'm not getting that section at all. Okay. If latest published date has value, yeah. Yeah. Stale package detected. And I know that's returning. Show me what we got here. See if it actually detects them as stale. It should. Let's take a look at what's going. So I have a bunch of IoT devices being delivered today. Different parts that I'm assembling. There we go. Stale package detected. Red alert. 350 days, 58 days, 331 days. Fantastic. Why aren't you reporting that? So if it doesn't contain the key, oh, well, we got to add it. No. Yeah, add to the list. Okay, whatever. Sure. Yeah. That should work because it's a reference. Right? Lists are passed by reference. Package delivery is fun. It's like Santa arriving with presents. Test projects. Consider updating these packages that haven't been updated. Yeah, there we go. I'm all right with it as a bulleted list. I would like those bulleted lists to be links back to NuGet. So I can get rid of that. Yeah. So when that runs, right? And then it puts together the report. Stale packages section, yeah. Hey, when we generate this stale packages section here, I'd like it to provide links to the package on NuGet.org when formatted as Markdown. You know what? On NuGet.org. Sure. Right? You think Amazon should have its drivers dressed like Santa in December? Oh. Each stale package report. Really? What's it look like? Add item last published with a NuGet URL there. Okay. Oh, and I should change this back. It was over here. I made it 180. Yeah, we're going to make you back to 365. Clear that. Run it once more while they abandon your package on the doorstep. Yeah. So there's the link to it. Does that actually go? Yes, open that, please. Hey, that worked. All right. Not bad. How's it look when it's marked down? No, not even going to get into it. Not even going to get into it. Let's add these couple of items here. And yeah, give me a message. Give me a good message. Yeah. And publish that branch. Yes, please. And that should address 25. It's looking great. Thank you. Slowly but surely, right? Oh, no. Added a stale package report. Fixes 25. Create it. I tried to rebase and get that cleared up. Yep, now I've got a conflict. Yeah, I know. I do want the current change. There's another one? Yep. Because they got moved. No. Mark is resolved. Commit that. Let's make sure that it built. I do love the monkey. It's my monkey. I made that monkey. I'm proud of that monkey. Go get the monkey. The chaos, the monkey. Oh, gosh. We are $65 away from me coloring my beard rainbow for Thursday's live stream on the front page of Twitch. He does. You don't even need to ask him. He will profess his favor for monkeys. Yes. All right. It worked for Ubuntu, so it's going to work for the others. Should work for the others. And we will be set to go. While that's going on, we're waiting for those last couple tests to run. Let me jump back here and make sure that I let you know that all about our friends at Gunnar. We're broadcasting live on the Gunnar channels here today. My name is Jeff Fritz. We're writing a little bit of code. We're talking tech, talking about using AI to build some things, talking about some folks on Amazon getting some packages delivered. Make sure you check out some of the deals that Gunnar has right now. They have their grab bag buckets of grab bag. No, they have $20, $30, and $40 buckets of various styles that they are on clearance. They are selling out different models that you can get if you've got a company party coming up and you're doing the Pollyanna thing. $20 to get Skippy that sits across the aisle from you, a pair of glasses that they're going to thank you for, that look cool. Or maybe you want to prank them and get a pair of glasses that wouldn't exactly look right for Skippy. You can get them for $20, $30, $40. That's nothing. Really good deal going on. Check that out. But if you do want to get a nice pair of glasses for yourself, there is a 30% off deal right now when you go and buy prescription glasses from gunnar.com. All right. If you have that health savings account, you have a flexible savings account because you're in the States, you can get the 30% off deal and use your flexible savings account or your healthcare savings account to get your glasses. This is a benefit you're already paying for, and it's only good. Those savings accounts are only good for you for another couple weeks. Head on over to Gunnar. Get yourself a nice pair of glasses. You can get prescription computer glasses, the amber glasses like I'm wearing here. These are the Fallout Vault 33 glasses I'm wearing because Fallout Season 2 launches today on Amazon Prime. And you can get a pair of glasses, either amber vision like this, that's good for using the computer. You can get sunglasses as a prescription pair of glasses. They'll make bifocals. They'll make transition lenses. The folks at Gunnar, they're high tech. They know what they're doing, making glasses for you. All right. Check it out over at gunnar.com. Big thanks to our friends there for their support for today's stream. All right. Let me head back over. It looks like the tests all ran successfully for our code. There it is. All ran successfully. So I will merge those in. And now we have a stale package report that will run as part of our application. Terrific. Really good to get that into the mix. Now I'm looking at this one, and it's tempting me. It really is. But I think I also need this. And if I'm building the Aspire integration, I'm going to want to set up I need to set up a little web server that's going to read our markdown files, turn them into HTML, and present them in a larger layout that shows here's a list of the reports that I have available for you. That would be really cool to build. But I'm looking at the time we have here together, and I've only got about 20 minutes. MCP was cool. Let's do that one. All right. I'm good. I'm good with that one. Let's let CodeMedic to be able to be run as an MCP. MCP, Model Context Protocol. The MCP, Model Context Protocol, is a way for you to give a tool to the AI to use so that it can inspect and work with your application. So let's do this one. All right. Now, we're using the C# programming language. There's a toolkit out there that we can bring in to light up Model Context Protocol inside of our application. So let's go grab that. C# Model Context Protocol. There's a GitHub page for this that I want to go to that I happen to find right there. Master Control Program. That's what they call it in Tron. End of line. I was thinking about making Charlie have a Tron Master Control Program mode. Where he sounds like the computer from Tron. And after every quote or statement says end of line. I'm going to put that into the mix. I've got a long list of things that I want to do to Charlie. Maybe I can get some of it done before Thursday. We'll see. So here's the SDK, right? The software development kit. This is the library that we use to help us add in these capabilities. I'm going to add in model context protocol. I'm going to add that to our project. So let's get things up to date here. I'm going to jump back over to my main branch. I'm going to delete the old branch that we were working on. Feature stale package. There we go. Let's pull in the upstream, not update, upstream. Okay. You're going to make me go through a silly merge here. Fine. Resolve it in the merge editor. Complete merge. Sure. Good. And push that. Good. Just to be sure. Run the test real quick. And then we'll bring in the MCP capabilities and start adding them. What? What do you mean you... fine. Do it. Do it now. Execute it. Here we go. Feeling good? Yeah. Yeah. This looks good. It's a lot of writing it's doing here. 155 done, 20 seconds. I merged it all correctly. Right. Thank you. I got it correct. I need... Got it right. All right. So let's set up a branch for the MCP. It's in a voice that mimics the character's voice. Let me look into that. Let me put that on the to-do list here. All right. I'm going to jump over to the source. Yep, that one. Add package model context protocol. Consider adding the pre-release. Don't mind if I do. Fantastic. Back over to the code. Yep. No. No. This could get a little bit interesting. Copyright lawyers would love that. Let me work on that. Don't need to get all the way to the character's voice, but we can get a little bit closer. The plugin commands that we're exposing at the command line, in order for us to set up and expose them at the MCP, we need to... Yeah, we're setting up a server. So it adds MCP server, standard IO, server transport with tools from assembly. And the with tools from assembly is what spelunks through and decides what tools to expose. This could get a little interesting. And then there's this server. Voice mod can get it close. You'll notice the last few times, the last while that I've been running the Darth Vader mod on voice mod, it doesn't come close to sounding like him. Thanos it still sounds like him. So no, we're good. All right. Where is it that it's... Yeah, I want to have some fine grain control over that. And so what if we set this up so that the MCP server is itself a plugin, a command? So when you run CodeMedic MCP, it will configure all the plugins that it has available and expose them as the MCP. I think that's the way to do it. So there's going to be server options here that we're going to need to figure out how to build. Not terrible. Right? Like, not terrible. We can generate some of this stuff based on the commands that we've already got defined and running inside the application. Why is it called my... Let's grab these two to start. Back over here. Wait there. Dad's working here. So let's go to the root command. Plugin loader, load internal plugins, and then there's the help command at that point. It's going to be before configuration. Handle the MCP command. This should go even before. No. So before it renders anything. This will expose the commands from the plugin loader, help, and version info as not MVP, MCP. Yeah, commands. Yeah, that sounds good. Sure, I've already done that, friend. We're gonna do this, and actually, let's do await configure MCP server. Just version. That's all I need to pass, because the version's acquired up there, maybe? I don't know. I don't want that. Grab these. Let's create this method somewhere. Right? Like, where'd you put me? Here. All right, so it doesn't know what that is. I need a using statement. Thank you. Server name, CodeMedic. And what are the options? Options. Options. Yeah, options. Okay, so I need to build the options. Where am I here? There. There we go. That doesn't look right at all, but I don't know. Server info. We need a server info. Yeah. No, it's new implementation. Yeah, you. Name, version. I could just call it CodeMedic. Description. Project analysis and health assessment tool. Okay. That's kind of cool. Now, I know I have to list the tools inside the options. I think I can add them. Right, so server info, like handlers is an MCP server handler. Well, what I don't know what that is. But can I do options dot handlers dot, can I do add? No. New MCP server handlers. Oh, call tool handler. Oh, so I might be able to hand off to my plugin like right here and just there it is. This is interesting. This is a really interesting bit here. So, okay, I can't modify it after. Okay, so there are two handlers. Well, where did I go? There's a list tools handler that lists the tools. And oh dear. No, I have that in my command. Ooh. Okay. And then the call tool handler. So this is basically a select statement. Based on the method that's called, go delegate to that handler. I should be able to turn this into a switch statement. Not even a switch statement. I should be able to turn this into... Yeah, we can... This is good. This is good. Right? Thanks, I did that already. Yeah. Looks like we'll want to use the advanced server configuration as specified at. That's not what I wanted. I wanted that link. We should be able to run CodeMedic in MCP mode with the command line CodeMedic MCP. This will be really cool if we can get this to work and then drop it into Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code and be able to ask Copilot, which is really going to do some of the things that are already in Visual Studio, but be able to ask Copilot directly, hey, do I have any stale packages out here? And it returns those. I also feel like we should cache some of the information about stale packages so we're not hammering the NuGet server. You know? We are just about at the end of the stream, though. I have saved my changes over here. Let's take a quick peek. That's not right. That doesn't actually work. But let's go add these into my working location here. I'm going to get this set up. Let's push this out. I don't know how much folks will actually use this because some of these features that we're talking about are in Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. However, you would be able to run this MCP from Cursor or the Copilot command line or the Claude command line and get that response when you're working with some other code editing tool. But we are right at the end of my stream time here. You can find that code that I started working on right here. There's a link to it in my chat if you want to check it out and follow up. But for now, it's time for me to wrap up. I have a couple meetings to get to this afternoon. We're going to be recording a Code It with AI podcast in a little bit, and you'll be able to see that over on the YouTube channel, not my YouTube channel, on the Dev Express YouTube channel. But for now, it's time for me to take off. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be right here we'll be on my streams. We won't be on the Gunnar channels. So if you want to tune in, you want to write some more code together, you want to learn a little bit more about some of the things we're building, tune in over there on Twitch TV/csharpfritz, youtube.com/csharpfritz, and we'll be working through some of those things. I'm also going to record a summary video of what we've done today and talk about adding I'm not going to talk about the MCP in that summary video. Let me save it for tomorrow's summary video because we'll finish it and we'll show it working, and it'll be really cool feature to show in the playlist on that one. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for watching. If you're watching on the Gunnar channels, have a fantastic rest of your day. Wherever you might be, we're going to go dark over there. But if you're watching on my channels on YouTube, there are lots more videos available for you to watch. Down here, over there, depending on which YouTube you're watching, which YouTube app you're using. But I'm going to get you set up and join you over to another one of our Twitch friends. Let's head over to Jason Lengsdorf, who is doing the hardest part of hard things, who's working on some office hours over there. So I will raid you over there. Have a fantastic rest of your day wherever you might be. I wish you good health and good coding. Take care.